Okay guys, so I came across this tweet the other day. So here it says, a boring service business will set you financially free. So these are the top 10 right now. So number 1, power washing. So as you can see, I have a very powerful video here of him cleaning all the dirt of someone's wall out of his property, Very nice indeed. So this is very efficient indeed. So and then after this, we have pool cleaning. Again, you can see the before and after with all the grime and all the dirt being taken out of the swimming pool at the bottom there. And then of mobile detailing, home cleaning, landscaping, residential painting, tree trimming, gutter cleaning, and then window washing, and also carpet cleaning. I mean, if you were to see a video like this, I mean, this is very, very efficient indeed. You can see immediately the before and after and how they're going to clean your house. So this got me thinking, if you were to start a business like this one, you definitely would need a website to promote your services and receive inquiries. So this is exactly what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you how you can build this type of website for just the price of a cup of coffee per month. Okay, so let's get started. Okay guys, so the very first step is to take care of our hosting and domain name registration. So for this, simply click on the very first link in the description below where it says get hosting here. Now it's important that you use that link because it will bring you to a co-branded page that we have with Hostinger, which will give you access to 75% discount. And if you use the coupon code MrWeb at checkout, you'll get an extra 10% discount on top. So simply click on this link here. And this is going to bring you to this page. And again, this is a co-branded page that we have with Hostinger. So special prices, obviously, special discounts. If you scroll down the page, you'll find different plans. So as you can see, start from only $2.99 per month. Next one up is $3.99. And then the cloud startup is $9.99. So what's the difference between those three? Well, basically is the performances and the speed. So as you can see, this one is standard performance, this one is up to 5 times faster, and this one up to 10 times faster. So now it depends on the amount of resources that you need. If you're only running one website, this one is absolutely fine. Now, if you're running multiple websites and also maybe e-commerce website, you might want to consider either this one or this one, depending on the amount of traffic and visitors that you're expecting every month. And also with Hostinger, you get a lot of free stuff. You get free SSL certificate, free email, and also a free domain name. These options normally are paid with most web hosting companies. So in this case, you get those for free as well. And if you go for the business plan here, you get free CDN as well, Content Delivery Network. Now, obviously, they provide you with daily backup and weekly backup. As you can see, the entry level here is weekly backup, so they will back up your website once a week. If you go for the $3.99 one, you'll get a daily backup as well. So every day you have a full backup of your website. So feel free to select any of those plans. You can start with the $2.99 one and you can always upgrade to the next one up later down the line if you need more resources. So let's get started with this one here. So click on Add to Cart. And from here, you're going to select your billing cycle. So as you can see, it goes from 12 months to 48 months. Obviously, the longer your billing cycle, the more you're going to save. As you can see, it's $2.99 per month, but here you're going to save $432. Here, $216, and right here, $108. So what does that mean exactly? Well, basically, if you lock in your price at $2.99 for a year, after that, you will renew at $9.99. If you select 24 months, you will renew at $7.99, and 48 months, you will renew at $6.99. So basically, for 4 years, you're going to pay $2.99 per month instead of $6.99. So feel free to select any of those. So let's continue on with the 48 months deal here, okay? So scroll down the page, you can create your account, you select your payment method, and right here, we have a quick overview of how much it's going to cost you. So as you can see here, the normal price should be $707 down to $176. So this is a massive saving, isn't it? Now I also have a coupon code for you. So here, type in MrWeb. So there you go. And as you can see, the normal price $176.53, including taxes. Now let's apply this. And as you can see, now it's only $158.88. So that means that you get to enjoy a massive discount of 78%. And then after this, proceed to checkout. And now you can log into your account. So let's do this together. So simply enter your email address and password and let's log in. So this is your Hostinger dashboard. And right here on top, as you can see, you can claim your free domain. So for this, let's click on Claim Domain. And right there, you're going to type the domain name that you want to register. So for instance, your domain name, okay? And then select your extension. As you can see, you have .in for India, .me for personal websites, .com, this is the most popular one, obviously. You also have .net, .xyz, .help, .host. So select the one that suits your type of business. So let's go ahead with .com as an example here. And then we're going to check the availability. So let's click on this. And as you can see, this one is already taken. So you might have to look for a different variation of your domain name. So in our case here, we're just going to try to register Learn with Mr. Web, okay, as a .com. So again, let's check the availability. So this one is available. So we're going to claim our domain, okay? So let's do this together. So let's claim our domain. And then by law, you have to enter your details here, obviously, you know, because you have to know who's registering the domain name. So let's click on the next step. So I'm going to fill this out very quickly. So there you go. And now finish registration. Very good. So now let's click continue. Very good. As I can see, the email verification is pending at the moment. So basically go to your mailbox and click on the link that's inside that email. So I've done that already. So now we can refresh. Very good. As you can see, now it's active and verified as well. Now we can set up our server. So we go back home here. So depending on which plan you purchase, maybe premium, business or cloud, you will see one of those sections here, okay? So when it's not set up yet, you will have a button like this one just next to it. So again, it could be premium, business or cloud. Either of those is absolutely fine, you know? So now click on setup. Now we're going to click on start now. And right here, you're going to go through a few different questions. It's like a setup wizard, basically, you know, to help you set up your hosting. So as you can see, I have a few questions here. What are you creating the website for? So you can select either of those, or you can skip altogether. I would advise that you skip this one altogether, you know. Right here, what are you going to do? Are you going to create a new website or migrate a website? Well, in our case, we're going to create a new website. So select this. So do you want to build this with AI or ourselves? Well, we're going to build this ourselves. So just skip this step altogether now. And you're going to select your domains. So normally it should show up automatically, but if you have more than one domain registered, you might click on the drop-down menu and select the one that you want to assign to this, and then click select. And now right here, you're going to select your server. So this should be normally the nearest either to you or to your target audience. So let's say if you're based in United States, selling to people in the United States, well, you select either of those two here. But maybe you're based in the United States, maybe selling exclusively in Europe, in which case you might select one of those servers here, okay? So because we're based in Ireland here, we can select either Netherlands or maybe United Kingdom. So United Kingdom should be nearest. So let's click on this and now click change. Very good. And now we're going to finish our setup. So as you can see, now it's taking care of everything. We can see the progress line. So now as you can see, it's installing the SSL certificate for us automatically. Very good. So we're done already. As you can see, well done. You are ready. So from here, you can either go and see your website. So we don't need that because we haven't built anything yet. So we're going to go back to our control panel. Okay, so let's click on Manage Site. There you go. And we're back to our dashboard now. So now from here, we're going to create an email address and also we're going to install WordPress on our server. So first, as you can see, it says free email. Setup is not finished. So let's click on the Manage here. Very good. So as you can see, I've paid plans as well. I would go with the free one. Absolutely no problem with this, you know. So click select. So let's create our email address. So maybe info@. You're going to enter your password and then a recovery email just in case. I'm just going to put hello@mrweb.tv. Okay. And now we're going to create our new account. And there you go. As you can see, we have a new email address now and you can access it using the webmail. So if you click on this, you can open this in a new tab. So this is your email address. Enter your password as well and click login. And there you go. As you can see, this is your mailbox, basically inbox and sent and spam and archive. So basically you can access all your emails immediately from here. And now we can go back to our dashboard. Okay. So from here, we're going to install WordPress. So right here, you have website. Click on this, expand. And as you can see, you have WordPress and auto installer. This is the one we need to click on. Okay. So click on auto installer. And now for this type of project, we just need WordPress. We don't need WooCommerce. WooCommerce is an e-commerce platform. We just need WordPress on its own. So what we're going to do is click on this. So select. So first, let's enter the website title. So maybe Learn with Mr. Web. Make sure the admin email is correct and then create a username and a password as well. Now we move to the next step. So right here, you can select if you want automatic updates or not. So it is advised to use this option here, update only to minor version, but that's really up to you. If you want to automatically update to the newest version, you can select this one here altogether. Again, that's really up to you, okay? And then click install. And there you go, guys. You can see this is done already. So we have everything installed, you know, Lightspeed Cache, Object Cache, SSL certificate. So now you can edit your website by clicking on this button here. So click on that, it will open up in a new tab and this will give us access to our WordPress dashboard. Very good. So welcome to our WordPress dashboard. So from here, we're going to install our theme and also our essential plugin, which is Elementor, which is a drag and drop page builder. So for this, we go to Appearance, Themes. Right here, add new theme. And normally should be here in your recommended. The one that we're going to install is Hello Elementor. If you don't find it here, use the search bar and type Hello Elementor, all the same, you know. So right here we click install and then activate. Very good. And now we have to install Elementor itself. So we have a prompt here. So install Elementor and then activate plugin. Very good. And we're going to use the free version of Elementor so you can exit all of this. Excellent. So now we have our 2 essentials installed. This is all we need for now. And then now we have one more plugin to install. Again, these are all free resources. So we go to plugins, add new plugin, and right here search for Elementor header and footer builder. So normally to create your own header and footer with Elementor, you need the Pro version, which would cost you $99. Here we're going to do this all for free, okay? So this is the one here by Brainstorm Force. So click install now and then activate. And now we have all the essentials that we need. So we have our theme installed and we have Elementor and Elementor header and footer builder. That's all we need to create this website. And now let's have a quick look at our website in the front end. So hover on the title, visit site, right click, open in a new tab. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, very basic. There is nothing at the moment, very bare. But don't worry, we're going to take care of this in a moment. So let's go back to our dashboard. So let's create our first page, our home page. Okay, so we go to pages, all pages, right click again, open in a new tab. So personally, I like to have 3 tabs open at the same time. So this one, I'm going to put it in the middle. This is the front end. This is the page we're going to work on. And this is the WordPress dashboard if we need to tweak something or whatever, you know. So let's go back to our pages here. And right there, we have a page created by default. So you can trash this and then go to the trash and then delete permanently. We don't need that altogether, okay? So now we're going to add our new page. So let's give it a title. So home page. So publish. And now we can edit with Elementor. Very good. So this is our Elementor page builder. So by the side of all the different widgets, all the different elements you can use. So as you can see, you have heading, image, text editor, video, button, and so on and so on. So these are part of the Pro version. I'm not going to use them. If you keep scrolling down, you'll find another few here. As you can see, image box and so on and so on. So we're going to use a few of them like testimonials. We're going to use that definitely, social icons as well, you know. So let's go back to the top. And right here, this is basically your canvas where you can design your page. You can drag and drop elements here. So if you grab the image here and drop it here, as you can see, you can insert an image. So I'm just going to delete this for now, okay? And right here on top, as you can see, we have no header. So it's basically showing the title of the website. And here we have the title of the page. So we need to get rid of this first. So we go to that small cog. And as you can see, you have hide title. So yes, we're going to hide the title. We don't need that. And the page layout, as you can see, you have default, Elementor canvas, Elementor full width, and theme. So we're just going to leave it by default, which is absolutely fine. So click update for now. So again, as you can see, we have no header, we have no footer. It's a bare page. So what we can do now is to create the content of our page. And then after this, we will go back here and then we can go to appearance and create our header and footer afterwards. Okay, so let's take care of the content of our page first. So let's start with our hero section. So the hero section obviously is the most important part of your website because this is the first thing that your visitors will see. So let's create that together. So click on the plus sign. So which layout would you like to see? So you can have Flexbox or Grid. So Flexbox is the most current one, so I would use this, you know. And then you can select your structure. So in our case here, it's basically a 2 columns layout, I'd say, you know. So on one side, you could have the heading, subheading, a call to action button, and just next to it, maybe a video of you cleaning the premises. So immediately from the start, they'll have no doubts whatsoever what it is that you do, where you're based, and what you have to offer. So let's click on this one here. So very good. So as you can see here, it's highlighted in pink. So this is basically our container. If you click on this, as you can see, it says container. And inside your container, you can start adding different elements. So we go back to those 9 little squares. So this is basically going back to all the different widgets that we can use. So first and foremost, we're going to add a heading. So we're just going to add them and then customize them afterwards. Okay, so we need a heading. We need a text editor underneath. So basically a subheading. And we're going to add a call to action button as well. So this is our button. Okay, so don't worry about what it looks like at the moment. Again, we're going to configure this together and customize everything from scratch. And right here, we're going to add our video. Okay, so video, drag and drop. That's basically it. So we are done with the initial settings here, okay? And now we can customize everything to fit exactly our vision, exactly the way we have it in our minds, okay? So first and foremost, I would add some spacing on top and spacing on at the bottom. So click on the container itself, we go to advanced, and right here, as you can see, I have padding, and then we can add some padding. Obviously, you just want to add on top and bottom, so we have to unlink the values, and we can add maybe 80 on top and 80 at the bottom, just like this, just to give it a bit of breathing space, if you know what I mean. And again, we can tweak this afterwards. We're just gonna leave it as is for now, okay? And then now we can select a background color. So depending on your branding and all that, you might use a specific color, okay? So for this, now we go to style. And as you can see, background type, we're going to select color, or you can go for a gradient if you wanted to. We're just going to go with a plain color for now, and then click on this and you can select your color. So I can delete this for now, sorry. Let's go ahead with that. So let's go maybe, let's say you're into the blue colors or something like this, you know. So this way, as you can see, because the content of our heading and subheading, they have to stand out. You need contrast, obviously, you know. So let's say maybe your company is using a dark blue like this one, okay? This is part of your company colors. So this is the color you would use. So I think this is fine. And again, if you wanted to go for a gradient color, you could select gradient, and then you have the initial color and second color. So maybe you're going to select another shade of blue, maybe a slightly brighter one, you know, or darker. This is really up to you, you know. And then you can change also the type and the angle. So as you can see, you can change where the light is coming from, okay? But again, like we said, I'm just going to use a plain color for now. That's all fine as well, you know? So next, let's take care of our heading and subheading. So again, this is the most important ones, you know? So right here, you need to tell your visitors exactly what it is that you do. And also, this should be optimized for SEO purposes. So let's say you provide power washing services. So this is clearly a keyword. And now most people will look for maybe power washing Dublin, power washing London, power washing New York, or something like this, you know. So try to integrate that in your title and into your subheading as well. So here we're just going to type the main one, okay? So power washing services Dublin. So anyone landing on your page here will know exactly where you're based and what is it that you offer, okay? So if the person is coming from London or from somewhere in Germany, whatever, they'll think to themselves, okay, well, that person is based in Dublin, he's no good to me, I'm not going to contact them. Now, if someone is based in Dublin, they live in Dublin, they see power washing services Dublin, well, you're their man immediately, you are the right person for them. So now clearly as well, you can see the color blue here, so I'm going to change that obviously to white. So you can go to style, and from here you can customize literally everything, you know, you can have it maybe aligned to the left, maybe aligned to the right, maybe centered. Again, this is just a matter of preferences. You have the text color, so here we're going to select white, like we said, you know, and the typography. So this is basically everything related to the font. So if you click on the small pencil here, you can change your font family, you can change the size, the weight of your font as well. As you can see, you can go thin, maybe light, maybe semi-bold or something like this, you know. I think for heading, probably extra bold is probably the best. And then you can have custom size if you wanted to fill out the whole space. Just use the slider here as well, you know. So this is basically how this works. So we're happy enough with this one. Power washing services, Dublin. And then we have the subheading, which is also important, again, for SEO purposes, but also to provide some context. So let's add this together as an example. So for instance, established in 2005, so this will show trust and authority. You're not new to the market. We cover the whole of Dublin and surrounding counties, so they know exactly which areas of Ireland you cover. So again, as you can see, we inserted the keyword once more, power washing Dublin. Transform your home's exterior with our expert services. Say goodbye to dirt and grime. Hello to a brighter home. So again, keep it simple, but try to include the SEO keywords here so they'll find you based on this, and also provide some background story about yourself and what to expect if they hire you. Again, as you can see, this is faded gray. I'm going to change the color. So we go to style, text color, and let's go with white. And then we have our call to action button. So click on this. And what do you want it to do? Do you want them to request a quote? Maybe contact us, or whatever it is that you want them to do, just type it here. So maybe request a free quote. This would be nice, wouldn't it? And right here, we're going to put the link to the page where we want to link this. So we're not going to do that immediately. I'll show you why in a minute as well. We might link this to a section at the bottom of the page, or we might create a contact page with a 4-minute, and then in which case you're going to put the name of that page here. So the color obviously doesn't suit our layout, or maybe these are your colors, maybe you're green and blue. This is fine as well, you know. So if you wanted to change the color, you go to style again, and as you can see, you have the color. So you have normal and hover. So if you hover on top, as you can see, it remains the same, but you might want to change that. So as you can see, you can select the color on hover as well. So let's go on hover, and also the text color. So if I was to select a white background, obviously we need a different font color. So we can select the same blue that we had, perhaps, you know, a dark blue. This is too purple, maybe this one here, okay, just like that. Very good, so this is not too bad already. And then we could have the normal color, perhaps, maybe a shade of blue or something like that, you know. So let's try something here together, maybe a bright blue like this. And let's try this. Yeah, very good. So this is actually not too bad at all. Or perhaps we can try black altogether. You have to try different options, obviously, you know. Yeah, I think the black one looks better. It looks more professional. Perfect. So now, obviously, as you can see, these are not centered. So if you click on the main container, and for this, we're going to go to justify content, and you have different options. As you can see, this is right to the top. This is in the middle. This one is a bit more spaced up. This is spaced around, and so on. So try the option that you prefer. I think this one is the best, but again, it's just a matter of preferences, you know. Feel free to select any of those. I think it looks fine the way it is. Now, there's just one thing I don't really like, is maybe too close. There's no breathing space here on the left. So we might want to add that together. So we go to advanced, add some padding to the right, sorry. So maybe 40 pixels. Yeah, let's try maybe 45, see what happens. Yeah, I think 40 or 50, that's fine. 50 is fine. It's just so there's a bit of breathing space in between those two, you know. And then we have the video here. So if you click on that, as you can see, you can add a YouTube video or Vimeo, Dailymotion, VideoPress, or self-hosted. So if you have the actual file, you can upload it directly here and upload it on the server itself. But in our case, I'm just going to use a YouTube video. So I found one online here of someone cleaning a front yard, you know, like this, doing the job. So showing exactly what to expect. So what we can do is just basically fetch the URL here and then paste it here. So Control V. Now the beauty of this is that you can start it at a specific time. So let's say if you are demonstrating the skills and how it works, let me remove the sound here. So maybe right here, as you can see, we can see exactly that you're cleaning, and all the dirt is going away because you have the right equipment and all that. So this would be a nice way to start and showcase the work, okay? So where are we here? 9 minutes 25. So we go back here. It says start time here in seconds, okay? So this is what we need to find out. So how can you find out? If you right click and say copy video URL at the current time, and paste it back here, you will see 565. This is the number that you need, okay? So 565, okay? And the end time, you can also end as at a specific time. So let's say maybe perhaps here when you finished and when you're cleaning up, okay? So maybe here, okay? So pause there, and then again, right click, copy URL at the exact time, paste it here, and then 778. And we go type here 778, okay? So now we can click update just to be sure, you know, and that's basically it. So let's have a quick look in the front end, see how it looks like. So you can click on this, preview changes. Very good. And as you can see, we have a very nice hero section. Now you would agree with me that if anyone was to land here, they'll have no doubt whatsoever what it is that you do. You do power washing services in Dublin, and you're demonstrating how good you are at your craft as well. As you can see, there you go. It starts exactly where you wanted it, and it's going to last only for a few minutes or something, and they can see the finished product. So this is very, very efficient indeed. So let's move on to our next section. So underneath, we might put maybe an about us section. So maybe a picture of yourself, and next to it, maybe a bit of explanation and all that. Okay, so we go back here now. So let's click on the plus sign. Again, we're going to select text box and 2 columns. Okay. So again, here we're going to add a picture of ourselves maybe, and right here a bit of text. So for the text, we're going to have a heading, and then we're going to have a bit of text editor right here underneath. Okay, so drag and drop. Very good. So here we're going to type about us, or about, if it's just yourself, maybe about John Doe, your name perhaps, okay? Again, I'm going to change the color. So what you can do, as you can see, you have a blue here. So this is going to be part of your main color, obviously, you know. So let me go back here and fetch this color here. So this is the one. So you need to fetch the hexadecimal code, Control C. And let's go back here and we go to the colors. As you can see, you have like a globe here. This is to set your global colors. Click on this. So you have a blue and all that, you know, but you can add more colors. Click on the small manage global colors and you can add a new color. So let's say this is main blue. And right there, I'm going to paste that color. Okay, so you don't have to look for it every time. And now you can click update and this will be saved. Okay, so if you close this and you go back there, now you can select from here and immediately you can select the same blue that you have throughout the whole website. Now again, as you can see, we need a bit of padding on top and bottom. So let's reproduce the same. We go to advanced, unlink. So we had 80 on top and 80 at the bottom. So do the same with all your sections going forward, okay? And now we can tap a bit of context here. So again, I'm going to come up with something like this. So I'm the proud owner of Power Washing Dublin. I started this business in 2005 because I love the satisfaction of turning something grimy and weathered into a sparkling clean surface. So Dublin is my home and so on and so on. Okay, so something nice that people can relate to. And right here again, like we said, we're going to add a picture. Okay, so we grab this widget here, image, drag and drop. Okay, so when it comes to the picture, make sure you select a lovely picture of yourself smiling, obviously, you know, and perhaps next to your van or something like this. So I looked at a few pictures online. As you can see, you might think, oh, maybe I'll put myself in the situation here, seeing me actually doing all the cleaning work and all that. But usually in this case, you're a bit away, you know, and we don't see your face properly. So what I would suggest is maybe something like this, you know, yourself leaning against your van. If you have a signage, even with the name of the company and all that, even better, you know. If they can see the equipment, your van and everything, they can relate to that immediately. So what we're going to do, maybe use this one here as a close-up image with you smiling against your van. I think this one is just about perfect. And everyone can relate to that, okay? So back to our page here. So let's select our image, click on this, select file, and here's the image. I downloaded, okay? So open, and I can select. Very good. As you can see, the image is displaying absolutely fine. And again, we have the same issue. As you can see, the text is right on top here instead of centered. Click on the container, and right here again, center. There you go. So this is fine. Maybe you want to add a bit of breathing space, a little bit in between them. That's really up to you, you know. I think, again, the center one is probably the best, but again, it's just a matter of preferences. So when it comes to the image, maybe you want rounded edges here, rounded corners. That's really up to you, you know. So you can click on the pencil again. We go to style, and right here we have the border radius. So if you put 50, for instance, this is completely rounded. As you can see, this is up to you. You can try maybe 25 or maybe just 15, you know, depending on what you want to achieve here. I'm going to just leave it as is without rounded edges. I'm just showing you how you can do that anyways. And every time you finish a section or every now and again, don't forget to click update to save your work, obviously. So now here underneath, what can we add? Maybe your areas of specialization or expertise. So obviously you do power washing, but maybe there are different areas of business that you cover. Maybe you do front yard, maybe roofs, maybe walls or something like this. Or maybe you just do one thing and not the other. So it would be important to let people know exactly which area you can cover. So we can do that here at the bottom. So again, create a new section, flex box. So depending on how many areas you want to cover. So let's say if you have 4 specialization, you could use this one. If it's 6, maybe this one. If it's just 2, this one. If it's 8, maybe this one, 4 columns, and then you can display 2 per columns, you know, whichever it is. So let's go perhaps maybe with 6 for now, okay? Click on this. Very good, and we can add our different areas of specializations. So which areas could you highlight here? Well, I had to look it up online. I found a website here. They do power washing in Ireland. So you have commercial, property management, forecourts, wind farms, agricultural, and domestic. And here they talk about driveways, patios, roof cleaning, forecourts, and cover lock. So maybe we could use these as an example, okay? So let's go ahead with that. So let's create this together. So clearly here, I would like to add maybe a heading here on top, okay? So what we can do is fetch the first section here and change the width to 100%. As you can see, this is taking the whole width. And now we can duplicate this one. So right click and then duplicate, okay? So there it is. Very good. So we have the title here, our heading, and then our 6 different areas of business. So I'm going to fetch the heading first, heading, drag and drop, and then main areas of business. Okay, we go to style. Let's change this to our main color. Sorry, there it is, blue. I'm going to center it, and add a little bit of spacing at the bottom. So unlink, bottom, let's try maybe 40. There you go, that's fine. And now we can add the different areas, okay? So as we said, we have maybe commercial, property management. As you can see, they're using an icon here as well. So we could do the same perhaps, okay? So back to all our widgets here. And if you look for icon, you'll find icon here, icon box. So this is the one we're going to use, okay? So drag and drop. Very good. As you can see, you can put an icon, heading and subheading. So let's do that together. So the first one, let's say you take care of commercial properties, okay? So, oops, commercial properties, okay? And right here we could have maybe a building. As you can see, you have all the different icons. So let me try building. There you go. Now, as you can see, you have clear one and the dark one. If you use the clear one, make sure to use the clear one for all the others as well, okay? So let's go with the clear one as an example. So insert. We're going to see commercial properties. And if you want to put a bit of text here, feel free to replace it. So I'm just going to leave lorem ipsum here. It's just a dummy content, okay? And now let's change those colors here. So we go to style. So we have the icon. That's the first one. So we're going to select our main blue. And for the content, as you can see, you have title and description. So it's just the title we want to change. Again, we're going to select our main blue so everything matches properly. Now, obviously, you want to add those here underneath and by the side. So we can basically duplicate this now to save a bit of time, okay? So right click on it, duplicate, and then drag and drop, okay? And then duplicate, and then drag and drop. And then do the same with the others, okay? So I'm going to do that quickly here. Very good. And now you can tweak this, obviously, to match your different areas. So next one is property management, forecourt, domestic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do that very quickly now. Very good. As you can see, I've added that. So those are all different areas of business, obviously. Now, you may have noticed it's a bit cramped up, isn't it? We need to give it a bit of breathing space. So what you can do is basically click on this, advanced, and this time I'm going to add a bit of padding. So try maybe 25. And we can do the same with the others. So we're not going to change, we're not going to unlink, we're going to put 25 all around on the left, right, top and bottom. So here, 25 again, and do the same with the others. Excellent, and that looks perfect. So now don't forget to click save. And now we can move on to the next section. Very good, so let's click on the plus sign. So what are we going to add? Well, I would add a few testimonials, you know, just to show people how good you are, to build trust and authority, obviously. So what we're going to do, we're going to add 4 here. Now you might have 3 or 4. This is really up to you. Again, we can delete one, we can add more. Everything is customizable, you know. So as always, I'm going to click on this. I'm going to go to advanced. I'm going to add unlink. I'm going to add 80 on top, 80 at the bottom. So everything is symmetrical, obviously, you know. And now we can start adding our testimonials. So we go back to the element. So testimonials, there it is. So you have the testimonial carousel, but this is part of the pro version. Like we said, we're going to go full free here, okay? So grab this one, drag and drop. And as you can see, you can type the testimonial, put an image here, the name, and even maybe the company name or something like this, you know? So what I would do personally, I would put the name and maybe the area where they live in Dublin, you know? So people can relate and say, oh, someone from Tada, or maybe someone from Finglas or something like this, and they know exactly. They might know them all together as well. You just never know, you see. So you type your testimonial here, okay? And again, we can customize this as well. The font is maybe a little bit too big, so we go to style, content, and then typography. Click on this, and we're going to change the size, you know, because this is way too big, especially for testimonials. So maybe let's try 13. I think this is good enough, you know. So again, we need to change the color of the name. So you have the name here. So let's select our main blue. There you go. And everything else can remain the same. So let's customize this one here. So this is your testimonial. So you could fetch that maybe from your Google review, Facebook reviews, or if someone left you a good review at any given time, you can type it here, but just make sure you do so with their consent, obviously, you know. So we have John Doe, and then we could put maybe here an area of Dublin, maybe Finglas, you know. And then you can also have a link if they have a website or something like that. So let's add an image here, the picture of John Doe. So upload file, and then select file again, you know. So I found 4 of them, so I'm just going to upload them in bulk. So open, because we're going to add 4 different testimonials again, you know. So depending how many you have, upload as many pictures as needed. Very good, and then select the first image. So let's assume this is John Doe. So select, and there you go. As you can see now, you have the picture of John Doe. So this is absolutely fine. Now all you have to do basically again is to duplicate this to have it and add it to the other section. So right click, duplicate, drag and drop, duplicate, drag and drop, and then duplicate, drag and drop. Okay, there you go. And I can customize all of these to fit your other testimonials. So I'll do that very quickly again. And there you go, perhaps something like this, you know. So what we can do now maybe is to add again a title here, what our customers think of us, of our services or testimonials. And maybe for this to stand out, maybe we can add a little bit of color, you know, because it's too bland. There's nothing stopping them on their track. As you can see, they scroll down, they'll see things, and that's all. So what we can do is click on this, go to style, background. We're going to select our main color, but don't worry, we're going to select a brighter shade, obviously, you know, so it matches the rest of the content. So maybe this one. So now, as you can see, if you scroll down the page, you see this, about Joy, you see your face here, the areas that you cover, and boom, here are your testimonials of happy customers, obviously, you know. So now that's really up to you if you want to add a title, a heading here or not. I think most visitors would understand that these are your testimonials, but maybe you want to add something like what our customers have to say about us, something like that. It would be nice, actually, you know. So you can click on this, and this time I'm going to add a grid here on top, right on top, okay? So drag and drop, and try to positioning on top. As you can see, there it is. And now we're going to change this to one column and one row, just like this. And now we can add our heading, okay? So we can copy this one, so right click, copy, and then paste it here. So paste, okay? And now we can change the content. So what our customers, or happy customers maybe here, have to say about us, or something like that, okay? Or maybe you just type testimonials or whatever, really, you know, maybe shorten this, what our customers have to say. There you go, this is fine. So don't forget to save from time to time as well. And let's move on to the last section here. So here, I suppose we need to add maybe a contact details and maybe a contact form where they contact you immediately. So let's do that together. Again, plus sign, flex box, and we're going to use two columns. So on one column, we're going to add the contact form maybe on the right-hand side. And on this side, we could have maybe the address, phone number, and email address. So let's click on this. Okay, so let's try filling this out now. So we're going to put our details right here. So for the company name, we could have a heading. So I'm going to put our company name here. And again, we can change the style. So this is our main color here. And underneath, we're going to put our details. Okay, so we need maybe the address, phone number, email address. So for this, we can use icon list. Drag and drop. Very good. So as you can see, you have 3 different items already, which is perfect because the first one should be the address, phone number, and the email address. Okay, so I'm going to enter this here. So click on that and list item number 1. Type your address. Okay, so maybe 123 street name, oops, and then location, and then Dublin. Okay, and then this one will be our phone number. So 0123456778. And then we could have this one as an email address, the last one. So I'm just going to put hello@mrweb.tv. Very good. Now, as you can see, there's an icon next to it. We can change this very easily. Click on this, change the icon. So on the street, so we're going to look for map. So use this one here, insert. So this is for the address. And then the phone here, we're going to select the phone, obviously, you know, so phone. And we can use maybe this one. That's the usual one, isn't it? Map phone. So for the map, maybe as you can see, this one is a dark color, this one is bright. We might change this as well. So we can have map in this layout, okay? So they match each other. And then we're going to have the email address. So the email address should be an envelope, I suppose, you know. So mail, perhaps? No. Envelope. Okay, so let's select this one or this one maybe. Okay, so insert. Very good. So again, as you can see, these are the wrong colors, obviously. So we go to style, we go to icon, select our color, which is this one. And now we want to add a bit of spacing in between, you know. So I think it's gap here. Let's try this. This is between this and the icon, so you can change this. And then the size as well of the icon itself. Now we want to add a bit more spacing. So we go to list and space in between. So let's expand that to maybe, I don't know, maybe 12. Yeah, that should be fine, okay? So these are our details, and right here we're going to add a contact form. So again, we're going to add a bit of breathing space on top and bottom. So advanced, unlink, top 80, bottom 80, like we did with the others. And now we can add our contact form right here. So for this, we have to go back to the WordPress dashboard and install an additional plugin. So we go back here, we're in the plugin section, add plugin, and here look for WP form, all in one word, just like this, okay? Very good. So this is the one here with the bear. So install now and then activate. Very good. So now, as you can see by the size, your WP form. Click on that. And now we can add our new form. So it's a very easy drag and drop feature as well. Super easy to use. This is why I like installing that on our websites, okay? So you can start from scratch, from blank, you know, or use an existing one. So as you can see, simple contact form. So let's use this one, okay? So use template. And again, like I said, it's a very easy to use drag and drop feature. So you just drag this and paste it here, just the same way we do in Elementor. So right here, the name, so first name, last name, email, and then the comment. So again, this is just a simple contact form like it says here, you know. Now, if you want to turn this into maybe a request a quote or something like this, you might need an extra field, obviously, you know. So you might want to ask them which area of business or which area do you want cleaned. So remember, on our website here on top, we have those 6 different areas. Maybe you can add these to the contact form and ask them exactly which one of those 6 are relevant to you. Okay, so we go back here, and as you can see, you have the drop down. So let me show you if you were to add this here. Okay, so this is the one. So let's change the name. So which area do you need cleaned? Okay, and then first choice. So we're going to put here, so what do we have? Like we said, we have commercial, domestic, forecourt, and then you can start typing. Okay, so commercial, and then domestic, and then forecourt. Okay, and obviously you need to add more, so click on the plus sign to add the other 3. So I'm going to fill this out very quickly. So there you go, this is our 6 areas, and now you might want to ask them for the phone number as well, you know, if you wanted to contact them. So this is going to be a single line, so maybe just underneath or between the email and the details here. So click on that, and here put phone number perhaps. Okay, so that's all we need. So you might need the phone number, so this would be required, and this one as well, you make it required, you know. So that's basically it, and now we have all our fields. Now you can click save. Now you want to make sure that this is going to reach you, so now we go to settings, we go to notifications, and if you scroll down, as you can see, you have an error message here. So why is that? Well, basically you have to replace this area here, admin email, remove that, and from email, remove that as well, and replace that with an email address that belongs to the domain name that you are using. So as an example here, we are using learnwithmrweb.com, okay? So your email address should be something like info@ and then your domain name, learnwithmrweb.com, and here as well, info@ and then learnwithmrweb.com. Click outside that box, and you can see the error message is gone. So this is a new safe security feature that WordPress has implemented lately. So basically, you cannot send emails unless they belong to the same domain name. Otherwise, you'll have to install an SMTP plugin, an additional SMTP plugin. But we're not going to go through this today. I suppose if you're installing a website that's yourdomainname.com, you can use info@yourdomainname.com. Okay, so that's basically it. This is our form sorted. Now exit out of this, and right here, as you can see, you have your shortcode. So copy this. Okay, so Control-C. I'm going to show you 2 different methods anyways, you know. So we go back here, and right there, you're going to look for shortcode, drag and drop, insert the shortcode in here. As you can see, this is our contact form, so this is perfect. Or you can type form, and as you can see, I have WP form, so you can delete this one and drag and drop it. Okay, just like this. And now you can select the form, simple contact form. Either way is absolutely fine. Okay, so click update, and now let's put this to the test. Okay, so we go back to the home page and refresh. Very good. So this is our hero section, about us, main areas of business, our happy customers, and power washing Dublin, our contact, and here is our contact form. So this looks absolutely perfect, guys, doesn't it? Now obviously we don't have a hero section, a header here, and we don't have the footer, so we can do that now. So as you can see here, if you were to select this, you have all your 6 different areas and all that. So what you want to do before you launch the website is just make sure that everything is working fine, obviously, you know. So since we finished with that, let's fill this out. So perhaps something like this. As you can see, John Doe @gmail.com, his phone number, he has a forecourt to clean, need 22 square feet of forecourt cleaned up, petrol station in Tala, mainly oil and general grime, thanks, and then submit. There you go. So thank you for contacting us. We will be in touch with you shortly. And there you go. Now you're going to receive the email. You can get in touch with him, obviously, you know. Excellent. So we're nearly there now. So as you can see, we have the request a free quote. So maybe this could be linked directly to our contact form. Okay. So let me show you how we can do that. So click on the contact form itself. Now we go to advanced and scroll down, and you want to find where it says CSS ID. So right here, you're going to put request -a quote. Now select this, Control C, and now we go back to the top. Fetch our button here, click on this, and now the link is hashtag and then the name you just created, the CSS ID, okay? Request a quote. So click update. Let's go back to the home page. Let's refresh. Let's go back to the top and let's put this to the test, okay? Click on that and boom, they'll be redirected directly to the contact form here to request a quote, obviously, you know? So this is super handy. So like we said, now we need just to add our logo here, maybe a call to action button here as well, maybe your phone number right here on top. This would be handy enough. And then maybe perhaps a footer section if you really wanted to, okay? So for this, again, we go back to WordPress dashboard. So this time we go to appearance, and as you can see, Elementor header and footer builder. Click on this, and let's start with our header, okay? So here you can select this or skip all together, and let's add our title. So this is our header. And what type of template is this? So this is the header. And where will we display this? Well, basically on the entire website and for everyone, okay? So this is pretty self-explanatory. So click publish. And now we can edit with Elementor. Excellent. And now we can create it, okay? So let's click on the plus sign, flexbox. So in this case, I think can use this one perhaps. Only two sections. All we need is basically the logo on one side and the phone number on the other. Yeah, let's use this, okay? So I'm going to add our logo first, okay? So this is going to be an image. Upload the logo, upload file, select file. Excellent. So let's select our logo here. So Mr. Web, so open and then select. Okay, so we have it here. So that's clearly too big, you know? So we can change the size as well. So just grab this, the handle here. Let's make it reasonably small, but not too big either. You know, you don't want to be overpowering. Maybe 16%, this would be fine. Now let's add our phone number. So let's use maybe header for this, just like that. So I'm gonna put a call 01 234 5678, and again we're gonna use our own color, which is this one, okay? And now we want to display this obviously to the align this to the right, just like this. Now clearly there's a problem here. There's more spacing here than on that side. So we go back to our main container. And we're going to space that evenly in the middle, just like that. So this is just perfect. Very good. So now most people are used to click on the logo now to go back to the home page. Although we only have one page, we can always do that anyways. You know, we go to link here. So here, custom URL, and here just going to put the URL of your website. So again, fetch this here, you know, without whatever's after the trailing slash, just like that. Okay, now click update. Very good. So that's us done with this. So we can go back to the WordPress dashboard. And then from here, we need to set our home page as being the home page. So for this, we go to settings and we're going to take care of a few different settings here. We go to general. So this is where you're going to put the title of your name. So power washing services. I'm going to put Dublin here as well. You can add a tagline. So this is a very short explanation. This is what people will see on Google search results, you know, this tagline just underneath it. So find something that actually backs this up and using a lot of keywords as well. Make sure that your admin email address is correct as well. Scroll down the page, you have the date format, time format, and so on, okay? So save changes, so everything else is pretty self-explanatory. After this, you go to reading and make sure you select a static page in the home page. So select your home page here. That's basically it, save changes. And one more thing, you want to make sure you go to permalinks and make sure that you select post name here. None of the others will work properly here. Post name, scroll down the page, save changes, and that's basically it. So this is going to work for us. So let's go back to our home page and refresh. And there you go. As you can see, now we have our header. So Mr. Web logo here. If you click on this, it will go back to the home page, obviously, you know, and this is your phone number. And let's scroll down, and I think that looks absolutely fantastic already, doesn't it? So all we need now is one simple thing. It's maybe a footer section if you really want to, you know. So let's go back here now, and then we can do the same thing. We go to appearance, header and footer builder, and this time add new. And this one is going to be our footer section, okay? And here you're going to select, this is footer. And on the entire website, sorry, and then all users. Okay, so publish and then edit with Elementor. So what could we add here? Maybe a legal mention, you know, so click on the plus sign, flex box. We're just going to add one section all together. We're going to change the background color, style. We're going to select our main color here, the blue, okay? And here we're going to add a bit of text. And it's just to say who's running the website, which company is behind it. So that way you abide by the law of the land, obviously, you know. So add text here. So I've prepared something already, you know. So it could be, this website is run and operated by XYZ Cleaning Services Limited. Company number, and then your VAT number, maybe, so people can check you out and make sure that your real company behind it, you know. So we can go to style, change the font color, we go to maybe white, and now you want to center this in the middle, so click on the container, we go to layout, and this is going to be center, and that's basically it. So click update. Excellent. Now you can exit out of this again, back to the WordPress dashboard, and now we go back to the front end. So let's refresh, let's scroll down the page. And there you go. As you can see, now you have all the details about your company. So everything is absolutely in order. As you can see, this is absolutely great. Very simple website you can put together. But the fact is, you're going to get a lot of inquiries. They can either call you, they can watch your video. And if they want to request a quote, all you have to do is click on this button, fill out those details. And there you go. More business for you.